In this lecture, we are going to look at a simple payroll system, and this is the template that we are going to look at coming up while designing our payroll system. And when you look at this payroll system very well, it's an assignment that I'd already given you, and you must have looked at it. So let's try to look at it and see what is happening here. For those who didn't follow up well or who are still having issues catching up with what we were doing, or those who missed the lectures. So this is what we did, or this is what we are going to do. We know that according to our payroll system, we have the first name, we have the last name, we have the hourly wages, like how much does someone get per hour. That is what is referred to as the hourly wage. Then we have hours worked for. Let's say this person works like these people work once every week. So if today is 1st January and the person who is coming to work after 1 week again, because he works once every week, then this is what is going to happen. We're going to have equal sign for us to get the next date. We're going to get equal sign, then we get this date, which is in D3, which may not be appearing clearly as per now. Let me first come and solve the problem. Let me remove this. Let me highlight this fill. Let me give it white here. So it's going to be equal sign this cell here plus 7. Enter. So it is automatically giving us that the next date, if the person is working once a week, the next time the person is going to come to work is going to be on the 8th of January. So when we autofill for the rest, we are going to see 15th January, 22nd January, and 29th January. Those are the days that they are going to come and work. Then we have what we call the hourly wages. Let's say this is a primary school where work starts at 7 and ends at 5 p.m., 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. And those are roughly 10 hours worked for 10 working hours. So we are seeing some people are having 10 hours, 11 hours, 12 hours, 15 hours. So we can see clearly that there are people who worked overtime, and even there's this one of 8 hours who worked under time. So for us to find overtime, first of all, we need to know 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We need to know 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is where we're going to put our title. We merge it. After merging it, we are going to call it overtime. After calling it overtime, let's give it a border. We increase the font size as well. Then we make it bold. So that is our overtime, and this is hours worked for. So since it's going to bear basically the same date, we just want to find the overtime of 1st January, 8th January, 15th January, 22nd January, and 29th January, on those dates. So we are going to have to copy the all of this. After copying it, we are going to paste it here, and we want the values to fit in. It's bringing those hash because the tables the values are bigger than the cells. The values are bigger than the cells. That's why it's giving us those symbols. So how do we go about overtime? We know very well the allocated time is supposed to be 10 hours. So if we say equal sign, basically what we would do is we have to get the hours worked for, then we subtract from it the allocated hour, the allocated time, which is 10 hours. Then we're supposed to We get the hours the person has worked, then we subtract from it the allocated time, which is 10 hours, and see if the person actually worked for overtime or the person didn't work for overtime. So how do we go about that? We are going to say equal sign. This is basically what you would do, but still there's a problem with that. We are going to see this cell here, which is D4, and we are going to subtract 10 from it and see the balance that is going to remain, that is our overtime. It is telling us at this point that the person has 0 time overtime, which is very true. If our hours is 10 hours and you worked for 10 hours, it means you didn't work for any extra time. It's very true at that stage. But when we autofill, we are going to find someone who worked for 8 hours, it's giving us minus 2. Someone who worked for 7 hours, it's giving us minus 3 and minus 2 and minus 2 to 1. So that is where the danger comes in, because we know hours cannot be given in the term of negatives. Hours are always in whole numbers. We are supposed to get a full number. Either you work for overtime or you didn't work, but we can't get minus hours. That one is not there. So how do we solve that problem? We are going to use the if function, whereby we are going to say equal sign, then we say if, open brackets, this cell here, if it is greater than 10, comma, what should it do? We should get this cell and subtract from it 10. But then what if it is not greater than 10, it's less than 10? If it is less than 10, we should just say, we should just give it 0, because there is no overtime that the person worked for. So by doing so, we can just close our bracket and then press enter. And you're going to say we have a 0 here because actually the person didn't work for any overtime. And when we autofill like this, it calculates, giving us those who worked for overtime. Someone worked here for 11 hours, and when we subtract our 10, we're getting 1 hour bonus extra time, which is true. Someone worked for 12 hours. When we subtract our 10 working hours, we are seeing the overtime is 2 hours. 15 overtime is 5 hours, which is true. Let's try to autofill also these other ones, and we see if it's going to give us correct values. When you press here, what happens? Let's see the formula. It is telling us if E4, which is E4, which is this, which is very true. And when we press on this third one, it's looking at F4, which is this, which is very true. When you look at this one, it's looking at G4, which is very true. And when we look at this, it's giving us H4. And that is the beauty of Excel. It's a very powerful tool and a very smart one for that. So after finding one, we are able to autofill and find for the rest. So we have found the overtime. Then we can give maybe this overtime of hours, we can give it a different fill. Let's give it this. Then here, let's give it something, a lighter version of that color, and we have something like that. Then we have to now look at the pay for this date, the different days, whereby here we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to merge it and we call it pay. After merging and calling it pay, let's give it a box. We make it 18 just like the rest. Then we make it bold. Let's make it 20. Yeah. So we are going to copy this very date again and then copy and paste. After pasting, we have to make sure that the values fit in by coming up here and you double click, and then the values are fitting in. Let's meet in the next tutorial for the other part of this work. Thank you.